Hello, friends. Robert Meade from The Power of Imagination. And as you can see from the title, this is going to be a brief discussion about retirement in your golden years. How to manifest and experience the best out of the years that you have left. So for you, what does that mean? You might be anywhere from 55, for example, to 95. And as far as golden years, basically it's an expression of the later years of life. Perhaps you're either retired or contemplating retirement, or semi-retirement, as in my case. I retired 4 years ago at age 62 during COVID time. And at that time I decided to go ahead and just retire and pursue my full-time coaching, life coaching as an imagination coach. But I had decided that I was going to go ahead and retire and enjoy the best of my life while I was still young enough, strong enough, able to travel, able to hike and enjoy life, still physically fit enough. You know, you and I both have friends that have passed on, perhaps much younger than 65. And so the idea of waiting till you're 65 to retire and perhaps travel or enjoy whatever you'd like to do when you're no longer obligated to work full time is an individual decision. However, realistically, many of us realize that those that wait till later years and finally retire find that their health is waning. Yes, they have the time now. Perhaps they even have the finances and wherewithal. And yet, because of waiting, they have very few years left to enjoy. Who knows, father time and the clock, when each of us will pass away. There is one thing for sure. As my dear brother Craig would say, he's a couple years older than me, at 67 going on 68, and that is, none of us are getting out of this alive. So how can you manifest or come to experience the best years in your golden years, your later years, your retirement years? Whether you're contemplating it or you're already there, hopefully all of you have a beautiful life wherever you are, regardless of whether you're in the Western countries, such as the United States, Europe, Australia, Canada, the UK, or somewhere else. Or perhaps you're living in what for you was a foreign country that you moved to, as in my case. I'm currently coming to you from my front porch at my apartment, about 200 yards from the lovely beach that you've seen in my other videos. And I truly feel like I'm enjoying my best life now. There's a big difference I have found personally, and I don't know your experience if you're in your 60s, but even though I'm only 4 years from when I first retired, 62, I'm still strong, I'm still healthy, but I definitely feel older than I did 4 years ago. And so in my case, I definitely have no regrets of what some would consider retiring early at age 62. Had there been some great advantages, would I have waited? Perhaps. But for me, it was time. And I primarily based it on my health and my desire to start really just experiencing the best life right away as soon as possible. I've been contemplating it, and again, in my case, it happened right in the middle of COVID. If you see my other videos, particularly you can watch my video concerning the island of Qiang, and you'll hear more about my story. Also, I'd like to recommend that if you'd like to know more about what I've been doing the last 4 years, I have 5 interviews that you will find on the channel Vagabond Awake with Dan. And Dan is amazing. He's got an amazing channel and partner. He's been traveling over 68 countries, I believe, now. And if you want to know details, if you're curious about moving and living in a foreign country, making it and seeing if it's affordable for yourself and all of those other questions about travel, visas, and all the stuff that's related to that, I would recommend subscribing and watching Dan's channel, Vagabond Awake. On my channel and on his channel, I have all 5 of the interviews that he did with me. He interviewed me 2 times in Playa del Carmen while I lived there for 9 months. I did over 100 scuba dives at age 63. Then I moved to the island of Bali, Indonesia. I lived there for 2 years. And there I did more scuba diving, hiking, traveling to other nearby islands, such as Java and Nusa Penida. By the way, Nusa Penida is the picture on my thumbnail, if you're wondering, where is he at in that picture? That's Nusa Penida, which is just about 45 minutes by boat offshore from the island of Bali, Indonesia. Well, I had a wonderful experience there, and then after visiting my children this past winter, I decided to move to the Philippines, where I live now. So I live on the island of Mindoro. I live in Puerto Galera, and the beach that's only about a 3-minute walk behind me is Ananuan Beach. So I'm enjoying an amazing life. But for you, you might define it completely differently. For you, it might be simply living right where you're at in the home and life that you created in your country, in your city, in your area, and simply taking short trips here and there and enjoying life with your loved ones, your family. Or maybe you're single and you're enjoying life that way. Regardless, you might already have been setting up your lifestyle for retirement. But what I want to talk about briefly is not about how to retire early, where to retire, not the hows and how-tos of the technical nature of retiring and getting the best out of it, because there's lots of YouTube videos about that, tons. So rather, I'd like to speak to you about mindset. The mindset of deciding and then following through on pursuing the life that you want, even in later years. One of the things that has motivated me over the years leading up to retirement are books. I'm a reader, and I'm motivated by the inspiration of other authors. One of the primary books that I read back in, I think I got it at around 2016, and it was inspiring, and that is a book that is called No Opportunity Wasted. You can see it here, and I will mention it in the description, but this is written by author Keoghan, and it's entitled Now, N.O.W, No Opportunity Wasted. 8 ways to create a list for the life you want. I'm going to read in part what he said that may help you and motivate you in your decision about whether you should just go for it or whether you should continue to think about thinking about it, contemplating someday, and really perhaps putting it off when you should be acting on your desires. This is what he said, and this relates to retirement. He says, because life is a gift, which unfortunately comes with an expiration date, he says, sad stories about people who plan to do something wonderful, then were suddenly, unexpectedly derailed by illness. So he felt an urgent need to tackle this fear immediately, the fear of taking action on doing and becoming what he wanted to do in his life. So if you're looking forward to a golden age retirement, when you'd live out your own list of life dreams, but Shane's mother suddenly was diagnosed with cancer and died before she had a chance to do any of the things on her list. She left Shane feeling determined not to make the same mistake my mother and father made. This is interesting. He says, think of it as a ringing alarm is ticking away, and the time to act is now. For me, that stimulated me, it motivated me. This book is a marvelous book, by the way, that Now, No Opportunity Wasted, because it actually gives you ideas and ways to create your list. Some refer to it as a bucket list. So I could ask you, what are some things that you'd love to accomplish before you pass? What are some things that you've always wanted to do that you've put off? It could be as simple as joining that fitness club, joining that hiking group, developing the arts and crafts in a way that you talked about before. Maybe boldly deciding to take that online job. Maybe it's like myself, starting a YouTube channel, which is now 4 months into it. And I tell you, it's been a great big learning curve for me, but it's been marvelous. So, what do you truly want at this point in your life? Again, I'm speaking to those that are either retired or soon will be or are contemplating their retirement years. Okay? I want you to think about your mindset. It's a mindset of being fearless. In my case, I guess I've taken it a bit to the extreme. Just this past, May? A few months ago, when I was in the United States, my daughter and I did something that we'd planned on for years, and that is skydive. At age 66, I jumped out of a perfectly good airplane and parachuted down in the desert of Las Vegas. I did it one time, and that's enough for me, but it was exhilarating. Oh my God. So that was one of the, you could say, crazy things that I did. But I landed safely, and everything's fine. It's a memory now. The past few years in retirement, living in various islands and beaches, I've been doing a lot of scuba diving. Particularly when I was in Mexico in Playa del Carmen, I did over 100 scuba dives, and not only became an advanced scuba diver, but really was qualifying to be a master diver. It was an amazing experience and tremendous memories. So again, this is all because I decided to go for it while I was still healthy at age 62. It wasn't about having everything perfectly set up. In fact, I did it in the middle of COVID when everybody was locked down and not supposed to travel. I don't have any regrets because I've had an amazing time these last 4 years, and I'm still right in the middle of some of the best experiences I could possibly desire. As you've seen in my other videos, I live right close to an amazing beach. Since being here in the Philippines for about 6 months now, almost 6 months, I have traveled to 5 other islands and seen some amazing waterfalls, rivers, beaches, boating. I've had some tremendous experiences, and there's a lot more to come, as long as I'm healthy and able to do so. So, again, what is your mindset? Are you waiting till a better time? Based on world news, I don't know if there's going to be a better time. Based on your health, well, I can tell you one thing. Generally speaking, it doesn't get better as you get older. My family, we have a joke that there's one thing that's really good about getting older. You know what it is? Absolutely nothing. There's no bright side in my mind of getting older. Oh yes, there's the ability to enjoy your grandchildren and have more free time perhaps. But other than that, I don't see it getting better, folks. I still go to the gym 3 to 5 days a week. I take my vitamins, I eat healthy. I do what I can to stay healthy for sure. But still, the clock and age are catching up to me as they are with anybody as they get older. So have the mindset that you will go for your dream. Whether you're 55, 65, 75, whatever you have left, make the best of the time that you have while you're here and while you're still able. My channel, I have over 100 videos now. Most of them are on the subject of manifesting and using your mind and your imagination to decide what you want in life and step by step manifest the life that you'd like to have, regardless of your age. Because my message can appeal to any age group at any stage of life, whether you're in your teens or whether you're in your 70s or 80s. There will always be a way to improve your focus, your determination. Be passionate about what you want to achieve with what you have in life and improve it, or take on a new adventure like I have and create the best life that you can while you're in your golden years.